Just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood cell. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember YAHANNA's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head off, nigga. I pray what Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. Took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening, is in fact a fear. If revenge was a woman, now I stole that bitch like Jacob. From Tower War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. As who run this shit, but they that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get him crack as hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it Young Pay. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cow leader? When he says something, I ain't hear him. This shit like it ain't on who got the gun, it's on who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a
give me a one in the chat if y'all can hear us clear, Baba Kusha. Give me a one in the chat if y'all can hear us clear. So like for the technical difficulty, we'll do it. Just give us like 5 minutes. We will get class started, Baba Kusha. Like 5 minutes, we'll get things started.
Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody won't be Richard Porter. God kill him like Alpo. Play if he won't, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow son. Yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I enjoy. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
I got you. Let it rap quick. Look.
City eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga. Cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Because it's that foundation force to fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. We told it in the ambulance, way above average. Fence taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never like shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Your mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see profits under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I want it black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby G. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Crazy, boy. All right, let's go.
Because I'm willing to fight against drug dealers.
Check. Turn it up just a little bit for me, Quadon. Just a little bit, Bob Kusha. Check. Most High in Christ. All right, clap it up. Once again, with I.S.U.P.K, started 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, operating up under Commander General YAHANNA. We are not affiliated with anyone. If you're not in I.S.U.P.K, you're not in the truth. I.S.U.P.K has a task of going out, waking up the so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Indians to let them know who they are according to the Bible. We are the Jews of antiquity. If you do not know that, you have been up on the rock since 1969. We go out through the highways and teach the truth, man. And what happened this weekend was definitely monumental to the city of Fayetteville. You know, we broke ground here in Fayetteville. Get a Lord a hand for that, man. You know what I mean? And it was, you had to be there to see it. You know what I'm saying? I know you may have seen some of the things that's on Instagram and Facebook and, you know, YouTube and the social medias, man. But it don't give, it's good for our people to see. But when you talk about what actually happened, the process of building up and being able to go out to the camp in Fayetteville, that's something most people in the world, they don't understand or they don't see. You understand? Sometimes when you building things, like, it's not going to be, a lot of people not going to understand the work that goes into it until they see you at, you know what I'm saying, see you really start. You know what I'm saying? Everybody asks how, you know, how are you successful? How have you been so successful? Well, they don't understand the repetition that went into, you know what I'm saying, the repetition that went into making you successful. You understand? You just don't wake up one morning and decide, oh, I'm going to be successful. These are righteous acts that the I.S.U.P.K that we rehearse in here that allows us to be, you know what I'm saying, successful in what we do. And what we do is we follow the traditions of our Father. You know what I'm saying? Day after day after day after day. And that's what makes a difference. You understand? So with that, man, I'll give a shout out to Commander General YAHANNA. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Commander General YAHANNA. Captain Thought for coming down, you know what I mean? Got the Durham school and the Goldsboro school and the brothers up in Charlotte that came in, man. And it really, you know what I'm saying, made a glorious event, man. And one more thing got there that we got to acknowledge too. Man, our sisters did a hell of a job with assisting us as well, man. Yeah, the sisters came in and they helped out with food and serving the Akim, man, and making sure everything was in order. And it was glorious from the time, you know what I'm saying, from the Sabbath service all the way up to we, you know what I'm saying, till we closed out. And man, and it just goes to show, man, you know, if you continue this grind and serving the Lord, like, don't follow the distractions, man. It's tons of distraction that can lure you away from serving the Lord, and you'll find out shortly that those things stop you from being great. Those things stop you from being successful, and oftentimes we find out those things stop us from being successful as a whole. You did. So tonight I want to get into a class. Y'all know how I like to do. We're gonna slow it down a little bit tonight. You know what I'm saying, and really, you know what I'm saying, get into these scriptures and really break things down. You know, Lord willing. So we gonna see. We're gonna see what's cracking. We had a very eventful weekend, and I wouldn't have it no other way. You know what I'm saying? And the city of Fayetteville, we're gonna be stomping a mud hole in this city. You understand? We will definitely be taking hold of the city of Fayetteville, man. You understand? Because, you know, the Christian pastor has not done a damn thing with Fayetteville. So through the Spirit of the Most High in Christ, we will. You understand? All right. So tonight we're going to talk about we are all a family, correct? Israel. We're a family, but what type of family are we, though? Do y'all know? What type of family are we? Nice, the Brotherhood class. So most of the topic tonight going to be centered around brotherhood. So what type of family are we? Anybody? Come on. I ain't gonna talk to myself tonight now.
Slock, if I may, sir.
Come on.
A royal family by bloodline.
A royal family by bloodline. That's true. Come on. What else though? That is true. That is true, right? I tell you what, okay, so we gonna find out what type of family that we are in tonight's class, all right? So that way when we ask the question again, everybody know, all right? So what does knowing your history, what does knowing the history of your family do for you?
Salak, if I may, sir, it gives you a gives you an identity. It gives you a sense of where you need to go. It gives you a sense of direction and
Is that microphone on?
con
Oh, yes. All right, go ahead.
and confidence
Yeah. Confidence for what though?
for the future.
Meaning what? Well, what do you mean by future? I understand what you're saying, future, but what do you mean when you say future, Baba Kushal?
Future generations to come, kids, grandkids, gives you, I would say, confidence in knowing your history as far as knowing what you did, knowing who your people were, knowing what they accomplished, and giving them a sense of confidence to let them know, like us being Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're starting to learn that we come from the true bloodline of Christ. So it's
so knowing that we come from the true bloodline of Yahweh, what does this do for us? You know what it does? It allows us to decide whether we want to be like them or we do not want to be like them. You understand? Man, being knowing your history, you decide like, this is what I want to be like. You ever see somebody in your family, you be like, man, I want to be just like Uncle Elroy or whatever that thing is that's in your family. Right. Or you could say, well, I don't want to be like Uncle Junior. Like it allows you to decide like what you want to be like in your family. Right. Fortunately enough, knowing that we are Israelites, we descend from the greatest people that's on the face of the earth. The problem is we have to decide whether we want to be like the things that those people did great, or we want to do the things that our people failed at. You understand? That's what knowing your history does. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's like knowing. Let's say without knowing that, you can be easily influenced. Right. You understand? Like without knowing your history and where you come from as a nation of people, you can be easily influenced. So in this nation, as Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, what are some of the things that we're influenced by that are contrary to our culture that you learn in the I.S.U.P.K?
Salak, if I may, sir.
Come on.
Holidays.
What else? You got 3? Is it up? Turn it all the way up.
Check.
Tap it. Yeah. Turn it up. Turn one all the way to the top right there. That white one. Yeah, turn it. Not the other way.
Other way. Okay, Most High in Christ.
Not that loud.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Con. One thing we, conforming to this world, like believing, like birthdays and things like that, as we're acting as gods on that day, or sun worship, sir. Salaki.
Con. Let me ask y'all a question. So if we knew we had a special job in earth, would you want to take that job? Yes, right. And guess what? But we don't look at that. We don't look at that. Us not knowing our history is us not knowing that job is special for us. It's us looking at all the other nations and saying, you know what, they got something that we don't. The problem is the Most High didn't look at them as being special. You know what I'm saying? He saw them and said, nah. African, he saw East Indian, he saw Moab and Ammon, he was like, nah. He saw the Arab, he like, nah. But we see them and we want to be like them. You understand? We see them and we want to imitate them when our God said we don't want nothing to do with them. So knowing your history and what the Most High has for you allows you to separate yourself from the differences of what's important or what's not important. Us wanting to join the culture of America, it dilutes the things that supposed to be important to your life. You understand? It dilutes you from being a what? Remember, this is brotherhood. You joining all the other nations and thinking that they're special, it dilutes what? Your purpose that you have for the Most High. You understand? It dilutes our what with each other.
Salaki, sir,
Come on.
our brotherhood.
Our brotherhood. See, while we impressed by seeing the oppressor go to the moon and all these things, we are impressed by Egyptian culture. We are impressed by Wakanda forever. Those are all the things that are impressive to us. But the Most High said those things are not impressive to me. These other nations are like a drop of a bucket, man. The Most High didn't see nothing special in them at all. If you're in this family, you have a purpose for His will. Y'all understand that? If you're in this family, you have a purpose for this will. So we going back to what I initially stated. We're gonna find out what our family would made for. What is our family made for? You understand? As Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, as Israelites, we need to find out what our family made for, so we can truly understand what we're here for. All right. Let me get the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7, Baba Kushaw. Everybody 12 got any question, anything like that? Good.
This is a book.
Got it. Oh, come on with it, brother. Salaki.
Come on. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Right. Break that down for me, Baba Kushaw.
Like, sir, if I may, like it says, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. So that's one thing how we know that the Christian church don't have knowledge, because they don't fear nothing the Lord says to do, because they constantly celebrate birthdays, Christmas, and all these holidays. But if you fear the Most High, then you would know that if you did celebrate that's a sin, and you're being disobedient to the Most High. So you have no fear in the Most High if you're not being obedient to what He says. So that's the first way you can start, believing or following Him, is fearing Him and being obedient.
You're right.
Because
Most High in Christ, give Him a hand. You know what I'm saying? When you obey the Most High, it shows how serious you are about learning wisdom. You understand? When you're obedient to the Father, read the scripture again, Baba Kushaw.
That's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7.
Come on.
The fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge.
So, like I say, if you're serious about obeying the Father, you understand? Then you're serious about learning what? Or gaining what?
It's like it, sir.
Come on.
Knowledge.
Wisdom.
Oh, come on.
Knowledge, wisdom. You understand? Y'all see how that go, right? But if you don't fear the Father, then the things that you're gonna have to deal with, how can I take you serious when you don't obey the Father? I could tell you're not serious about the knowledge that you're seeking, because here it is. It begins with what first? Huh? Use the microphone. We in class. We gonna get it. Right?
So, like you said, the fear of the Most High.
Yeah, it starts with that first.
All
right. You got to ask yourself, do you want to be dumb and stupid? You want to be called dumb, or you want to be called stupid? Because that's what happens when you do things in the earth and you're not fearing the Lord. And here you learn how to fear the Lord. So you look at people, Kodam said all the time, man, you are dumb. He battled people on the internet all day long and just prove how dumb they are. Because what they're really chasing is after their own lust, after their own flesh. And it really shows how stupid and ignorant they are. And it also goes back in them not understanding the fear of the Lord is wisdom. You understand? Read on.
Come. But fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Go ahead. But what?
Fools despise wisdom and instruction.
And how do they do that? Because they don't fear the Lord. So when you despise, when the Lord say don't eat, blah, 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 don't celebrate, blah, 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 you are showing yourself to be a what? A fool. Dumb. Read on.
Verse 8. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Now, why is it saying my son? What does it indicate right here? Somebody saying my son. What is it saying? Come on.
So like, sir, if I may, like, it's like, you know, one, it's a way of saying, of having order, you know, because it's like it said, it's showing you like this is a father speaking to his son.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we know the Most High, when we pray to him, is our Father who art in heaven. So the Most High is as that father to us. So it's like that relationship we have, like you said, going back to a family structure.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
because we are a family,
Right.
trying to please who?
The Father.
Our Father. Right? Read on. Read it again.
Verse 8. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Right. So now we know that about the father. What does the law of the mother? What does the mother? What is the what? It's like you. What's the last part of that? The what?
My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
The law of thy mother, meaning what? Follow your culture. Right. This is your culture, right? But what is this today? We're not following our culture today. What are we following? Whatever that we want to be.
Right.
Right? It's make money, make money. It's happy wife, happy life. It's get it out the mud by any means possible. YOLO. These are all the things that have nothing to do with our culture, man. Come on with it, brother.
Yes, sir. I had to look at stepping the footsteps of my out of what I was bunking y'all, so I had to look up this word forsake. And it says, you know, it says to renounce or turn away from entirely.
Come on.
And that's heavy. So, like I said, if I may, because that's exactly what Israel has done today.
Right.
We would say we renounce and turn away entirely from the law, statutes, and commandments, or the law, like the scripture said, the law of our mother.
Our culture, right? So they're not teaching us. They're not teaching us, right? They're teaching us their ways. All the little sayings that we get brought up in the earth, all the little things that we learn, they don't teach us God's way. Right. They forsake that. They not teaching us God's way. They're teaching us their ways. Right? Has nothing to do with the Father at all. Right? But we're talking about family. And if we're gonna be family, then we gotta follow who? Our Father. Read on, Baba Kashaw.
Verse 9. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck.
What should be as an ornament of grace unto the head? What?
So, like, sir, if I may, going back to verse 7, that wisdom and instruction and knowledge.
Yeah. What you gonna gain being obedient to the Father gonna make you the flyest cat on earth, man. Right. Y'all don't believe me? Think about how many lives could be saved today, right? Like really saved. Our sisters abort over 300,000 children a year. Right. So what if our people really locked into our culture and followed our Father? And so when she go to a sister and say, "You think I should have an abortion?" and the sister says, "La," and she say that child life, well, you gonna be that. That's the type of advice that our people do not get in the earth. You understand? The type of advice, brother, say, "Man, I got this work. I'm gonna front you a quarter real quick." You know what I'm saying? You just bring me back whatever. Just bring my money back. You can have whatever. You not understanding that. Guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna say that's a lick. But that's what they teach us. But that has nothing to do with the Most High. So our people suffer as a what? As a family, not knowing that. You understand? So not knowing our history as a family allows us to be easily influenced by every other culture in the earth. And in doing so, it breaks apart our what again, Quadon?
So like I said, our family.
Our brotherhood. No, you want it. And that's what I'm gonna go to all night. You better believe it, all right? All right. So and you think about and being in the truth is not You know, yeah, we wear the fly head pieces and the jewels. Y'all see us dripping. But a brother with sound understanding about who he is and his culture will drip way harder than 10 chains on his neck. You understand? A sister that understands who she is will drip way harder than stilettos and red bottom shoes. You understand? It's more to you than what you put on. It's in me. It ain't on me. You did. Right. That's culture. Right. Read on.
Verse 10. My son.
And what I'm talking about is the wisdom that we're talking about. This is God's wisdom. Right. Not your OG. You understand? These young cats, my OG this, your OG that. Your OG will have you like Tukey Williams, huh? Your OG will have you, game banging for what? He needs you game banging because so that way he don't have to be in the streets. Right. Like we know this, right? You bring these young boys up to go into the stores to break in and steal. They bring it back to you, so that way you don't have to do it. And they recruit these young boys to go into these stores because they know what they use is not going to create a criminal record. Right. You're just going to get little tap on the wrist. You're a youth. But law enforcement is getting slick. You know what I'm saying? That they press you out from, it don't matter about your age nowadays, that they get into you early. All right? Read on, Quadon.
Verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent not.
Okay, so if sinners what?
Entice thee, consent not.
Now, what would a Christian have a trouble? A Christian would have a trouble with breaking this down. Why? Why would a Christian have a trouble with breaking this down, Bunky? Yo?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent not.
Come on.
So, like if I may, so a Christian would have tremendous difficulty breaking this down because they don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They don't acknowledge that sin is transgression of the law. So they're gonna really struggle with this. You can't have a conversation with a Christian, and when it comes down to eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, because they don't believe in the law. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So any counsel that you give them, they're gonna lack like basic, fundamental understanding.
So, but okay, that's true. But who would a Christian listen to? If I was Christian, who would a Christian supposed to listen to? You know what I'm saying?
The dumb dog of a pastor or a preacher that's pushing Christianity. The politicians, the president. That's who a Christian would listen to.
Right, but why? I mean, in this scripture, a Christian would say we are all sinners.
All right.
So who would they listen to?
Himself.
Huh?
Other sinners.
Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Right. It wouldn't even matter to them. You know what I'm saying? Right. It wouldn't even matter to a Christian. That's right. It said if sinners entice you, right? This is preparing the son to go out into the streets. Preparing a family, right? You understand? If sinners entice thee, what?
Consent thou not.
Meaning what?
So, like if I may.
Come on.
If a sinner entices you, like if he's trying to influence you or encourage you to break the law, like I said, to eat pork, eat shrimp, crab, or lobster, to smoke weed, to go to the strip club and pop whores.
Right.
Don't give him the permission or the authority to influence you to break the law. To sin.
Come, give him a hand, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because you shouldn't even consider what a sinner says, man. That's right. You shouldn't even consider what he's saying. It don't even make sense. Right. Because according to them, they say if a sinner, what they say, well, damn, we all see it. Good. Nice. Well, damn, who are you gonna listen to? Everybody. Right. Anybody? Come on, Quadon.
And so, like, it is so heavy of a precept because you think about it when, like it says, if sinners entice thee, consent thee not, thou not. Whenever you tell them, you know, look, brother, you're not supposed to eat that shrimp pork crab lobster. Well, brother, I've been eating it all my life.
Right.
Ain't did nothing to me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They already so enticed of the taste or, you know, being disobedient to the Most High. They already consenting into doing the thing that the Most High told them not to do, sir. Salaki.
God, I don't know what.
I heard that too.
Check. Oh, there you go. Good night. I guess it went all the way plugged in or something. I don't know. Where's it there? You're right. So with Christian, they don't. You talking about sinners? They have no idea, right? So if a sinner, you shouldn't even consider what a sinner says. Right. But in the earth, we don't know what a sin is. So they say, you know, we all sin and fall short of God's glory. But okay, well, who you listening to then? Right? You listening to yourself. Read on, Quadon.
Come, verse 11. Mm-hmm. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Mm-hmm. Verse 12. Let us swallow.
All right, so what has happened right here in verse 11? What happened right here? Read it again.
Come. If they say, come, so like come with us.
If who say?
So like sir, that sinner.
Okay, go ahead.
Come with us. Let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause.
Mm-hmm. What is this saying? Well, what does it sound like?
Salak, if I may, sir.
Come on.
Let's go to that strip club. Let's go to the corner store. Let's get these White Owls. Let's go over here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Basically, setting you up, try to get ready to sin, or not even sinning, but putting you in a position where you will be able to sin.
Right. They read it again. I'm gonna see if you catch it.
Come. If they say, "Come with us," let us lay wait for blood.
Let us wait for blood. How we gonna do it, Quadon?
Salagi, sir. You want me to answer?
Keep reading.
Okay, come. Let us lurk privily for
cut them goons out lurking.
Right.
You ever heard that song?
Right. Salaki,
come on with it.
This is so heavy too because you think about, you know, we talk about brotherhood tonight. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you know how when it comes to a brother talking about running up on the ops, mm-hmm. that's exactly what it's talking about here. He said, come with us, bro. Hey, look, we about to run up on, you know what I'm saying?
We about to do what?
We about to run down on John and them.
So not knowing that we family and how we should listen to our father, don't you be influenced by these dummies. You understand? Don't you be influenced by the one that said, let's lurk. Let's lay wait. Let's give it to the innocent. You be just like who? The oppressor. Right. Read on, Quadon.
Come.
And it said, lurk, innocent without cause, man. You understand? Without any cause. Read on.
Come. Verse 12. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave.
Good night. Come on.
And whole as those that go down into the pit.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. We shall find all precious substance. Mm-hmm. We shall fill our houses with spoil.
So what is it saying? So once we get him, well, we this is a what? What is he say? What are he trying to entice him with?
So like I said, it's all like he's trying to entice him with, like, you know, vain glory or vain things. Like
to come up. Right? See, y'all don't understand. See, this is Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. Right. See, when we talk about our culture, the Lord has a way of showing us our history and how to deal with things. But because our leaders don't consider the Bible, neither do they consider ways how to get us out of the hell that we live in the earth, man. That's right. They're completely oblivious to the truth of this earth. For everything that you're going to face as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians is right here in these scriptures. But because our leaders don't consider the word of the Lord being exact or correct, they overlook it. And all of them think that they big head knowledge going to outdo the Lord. It's not. You can't outdo the Lord, man. How you gonna outplan the planner? Huh? You can't do it.
That's right.
Read on.
Verse 14. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse.
So what is this saying?
So like I said, wouldn't cast a lot be like betting? Like make a bet with us?
Yeah, put it all together.
Come.
And then do what?
Let us all make one purse. Or let us all have one purse.
What does it mean?
It's like if I may, sir. Let us all put our money in. We're gonna split what come out.
Come, give him my hand. You know what I'm saying? I gotta watch our bud now. Gotta watch this brother. So understanding what we understand now, and somebody come to us and entice us like this. What as a son, what should you say? Come on.
So like I said, if I may, going back to the top, man, hey, I fear my father, so I'm gonna be obedient to him. That's not what he taught me to do, man.
Come on, give him a hand, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on with it, brother.
It's like if I may, sir. This how you can tell this a black man book. Because this is Bunce Road, this is Rim Road,
Bonnie Dooms,
and he up there at the corner store. We'll be up there on Thursday at 3:00. We're gonna sit right here, wait for him to come out.
That's right.
And I know he got that bag on him because I seen him the other day. So when we pop him, what's in that bag?
He get paid every 2 weeks, man.
This is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Like this, you can't make this up.
But in knowing this in our culture, this is what we have to teach our sons.
Right.
This is what we have to teach our young men at an early age. Our young daughters don't get caught up in this mess. You understand? We run around here trying to do all these things against the Lord, and we can't be influenced by these other cultures. This ain't how we rock in my father's house. Everything has to be in order. We don't do this, right? Read the next verse, Cordon.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 16.
Come on.
15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path.
What did this sound like? This sounds like a very concerned father, man.
Right.
This is a father who is very careful about how he raises his son, the influences that are around his son, because he know if he does not teach his son this, he's never going to fear the Lord. He's never going to have wisdom. Oftentimes wisdom is learned from somebody else's mistakes. You know what I'm saying? That way it really comes. You ever see somebody, man, he got an old soul.
Right.
Nah, he just been hanging around his granddaddy. Hearing his granddaddy saying things like, we can't run with the rabbit and play with the fox. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell that mean, granddaddy? Oh, you will find out, son. It's beneficial, right? Everybody 12? So let me ask you a question. What spirit does the Lord give us that we don't use today? So we already know the wisdom and how we should rotate and how we should lead a family, right? We just broke that down on how you should lead a son, daughter, you know what I'm saying? Telling them to watch out. Don't go into the way of sinners. Take good sound counsel. But what spirit did the Lord give us that we don't use today? Come on.
So like I don't know if I may, the spirit of discernment,
the
ability to judge matters.
We don't use that. Lie, we do not use that.
A rationale.
Come on, what else? That's one, but it's not the answer. You know what I'm saying? Our rational way of thinking is far off nowadays, bunker y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's all being influenced by the other coaches, right?
Like
come on.
Love, brotherly love and sisterly love.
Okay, I'll give you that, but I'm gonna raise you one. What's the opposite of love?
So like I said, hate.
Or
So like, so being disobedient.
War.
Oh,
We want to think about being at war. When? Come on, Monkey, what you got?
Salakia, when we're violated, when we feel like someone is coming against us.
Who?
Our brother.
9 times out of 10, it's our brother.
Come.
We don't even consider the war the war type spirit we should have unless it's against your brother. That's the only time you really like, boy, I wish you, boy. That's the only time you become a war unless it's against your own people. That's the only time you become I'm the baddest bitch when it's against your sister. You bad the slave talking to Ronald like, hi Ronald. So you very astute when it comes to Ronald. You know what I'm saying? Your shoulders back, your chin up and everything. You're so nice to Ronald. Soon as you walk out that slave, boy, you turn into OG. You know what I'm saying? Percy 3 times or something. You know what I mean? You at the slave talking to Susan like hi Susan, hi. You got on the best. You on your best behavior. But soon as you walk outside and talk to Shaniqua, it's I wish that. And you and Mercedes getting into it too. Y'all beefing. That's the only time we think about war when it's against each other. Let me get the book of Exodus 15:3. Everybody to what?
Con. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is a man of war.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is his name.
Hold on. So the Lord is a man of what?
The Lord is a man of war. The
Right.
Lord is his name.
So the Most High is a man of war, right? So if the Most High is a man of war and we're supposed to have his spirit, what does that make us? What type of spirit we have?
Salaki, if I may, sir, we're supposed to have a spirit of war too.
Meaning, what's the name for it though? We're supposed to have the spirit of war, but we had the spirit of war, but what would that make us then? Come on.
Salaki, sir, warriors.
It'll make us warriors. We are warriors at heart. You understand? You talk about Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. We are warriors at heart. But without that wisdom, you understand? We all over the place, Quadon. You understand? We in prisons and warriors. We're losing our lives because we're not fearing the Lord. But we are warriors at heart because the Most High is a man of war. Then we following him, then we are what? We are young warriors, man. And if we are warriors and we're supposed to be together, what does that make us?
Salaki, sir, if I may, an army.
Give them a hand, you understand? See, we fight against our brothers and our sisters, right? As warriors. But in spirit, what are we supposed to be fighting? What are we supposed to be fighting? Come on.
Salaki, sir, our demons.
Come on. Meaning what? We say we fighting our demons. What are the things that you fight if you're talking about you and your demons? You're fighting your flesh. The things that you see that you want. You know what I'm saying? The smell of the honey baked ham. You know what I'm saying? That brother with the pecs and triceps and looking good and smelling good, and he got the blue eyes and green eyes and sisters. Oh, man. Brothers seeing a sister with their hips and all shapely and you looking at Instagram all day. You taking in all them sisters that be on them. Just she got the angles. She know how to hold the camera just right to what? To entice you. You don't think the oppressor gave you that to keep you from having a what? A warrior spirit? You don't think all these traps been laid out to stop you from being a warrior? They have been. Everything that you think about these other coaches that's stopping you from being a warrior, guess what? They set the trap. Remember, the Most High seeing you and say, I want you. But we looking at the other coaches and the fun that they having, and we want to be a part of that. So everything that's around that, you should know is a distraction. This ain't party time for Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. Don't get it twisted. You understand? All the little things that you think you want to enjoy in life, go enjoy them. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't saying be a introvert. You want to stay in the damn house. That's not what I'm saying. But just know, as Black, Hispanics, Native Indian, this is not our heaven. And if we want our heaven to be here, we have to fight for it. So you must have a warrior spirit. That's what God gave you. And to know that, you got to start with understanding who the Most High is first. You got to fear him so you can gain the wisdom on what you should and what you should not be doing. You learn from the things that your fathers did. And our fathers impressed the Most High. So if we want to follow in the traditions of our fathers, we got to do the same damn thing if we want to impress the Most High. We got to follow in the traditions of our fathers. And in doing so, it makes our brotherhood stronger. It makes our sisterhood stronger. But if not, we'll have record numbers in the prisons like we have today. We have tons of abortions. We have fractured families all over the damn place. Brothers hating brothers, sisters hating their sisters. And in this world, nobody's going to stop you and say that's wrong. They're going to say, well, do whatever you feel like doing until you need help. You understand? Well, the Most High is a man of war, man. So like you know what I'm saying? We good? Everybody good? Come on with it, brother.
What you're saying is so heavy, sir. Now, if I may with a precept, what you was just talking
Hold
about.
tight.
Okay, come on.
I'm gonna skid him. Just write it down. I'm gonna come to you. Lord willing, we're gonna get to it. Come on, Bunk, y'all.
So Lucky, that's so heavy that you're emphasizing the fact of the matter with respect to the Most High's character, him being a man of war, and it's a complete opposite of the spirit of the God that they want you to serve in the Christian church. They teach that thing called pacifism. This is the reason why Martin Luther King was so, I guess you could say, pivotal in the eyes of the oppressors, because he pushed that nonviolence. And you said it here. The Lord is a man of war. We don't have that spirit in us because we're stuck in the Christian church. We want to embrace pacifism.
Right.
Salakia.
You two are. Give him a hand, man. Most High in Christ. So we saying that the Most High is a man of war. That would make us what again, our bud?
Salakia, sir, warriors.
So, and if we're a family of warriors, what did that make us now?
It'll make us an army.
It'll make us an army. So when you look at Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, we're supposed to move like a what? Like an army, like a machine, right? As Black, Hispanic, you can't tell me y'all don't recognize that, right? You can't tell me you don't recognize that Black, Hispanic, Native Indians are supposed to move like an army, right? It's in your blood. You can't. I don't know what you want me to prove to you that it's in your blood. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna prove to you it's in your blood. Well, what do Black, Hispanic, Native Indians love to do for a hobby? Come on.
So like you said, they love to fight.
Okay, yeah, we like to fight. What else? What else? You want it? Fight. What else?
So like you talking about fighting, we like the slap box.
What else?
We be pencil fighting.
What else? Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, we'll find anything to fight about. We'll fight about football. Right? Well, what you think? What you mean? What you think the verses mean? Us versus them. Come on with it.
So Salakia, we're so heavy what you said. I've never yet met a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian that doesn't love competition.
It's natural. Right. It's so much so that if you don't hoop, brothers are gonna be like, "Nigga, you don't hoop." Right. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand? And if you can't do that, what you think? You playing spades? It's us versus what? I ain't never seen no oppressor come around me and say to myself, us versus them, unless he been around black folks. You understand? They don't even talk like that. We have that naturally in our blood, man. It's basketball, football, soccer, rugby, tennis, ping pong, ice hockey. What was it? Ice hockey. What's the little one you had a little thing and you gotta hit it with a little poke, a little puck. You know what I'm saying? You gotta knock it in the hole. Air hockey. You know what I'm saying? My brother break out a sweat in goddamn air hockey, man. You be like, you know what I'm saying? It's in our blood, man, to be warriors, man. It's in our blood. But instead of us using that spirit to fight the oppressor, we use it to fight each other. I mean, we see it on the field. You think about Andre Rison and Deion Sanders get into it. My day, I was like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? We're like that, but we're not supposed to be fighting each other. Don't do you no good to fight somebody who's on your damn team, dumb. But that's what happened when you're a fool, when you despise wisdom, dumb. You're gonna fight your brother. That's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We play these sports just to scratch our itch, man. That's right. You know what I'm saying? We get into all you get what I'm saying? We talk about sports as just simulated warfare. Is it not? That's how we gotta look at it. But we're fighting for somebody else instead of fighting for ourselves. Drop that. Hold on, what we at? Exodus 12 and 41, Baba Kushar.
Khan is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 41.
So we already said that. Guess what? The Most High is a man of what? War. So that makes us what? Warrior. Which is when it breaks down into making us say what? An army, okay? Exodus 12 and 41. You already had that one? Khan. You know that where I was going?
I flipped to what you said.
Most High Christ.
And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the self same day, it came to pass that all the hosts.
All the what?
All the hosts.
All the what?
All the hosts.
Somebody give me the definition of hosts, Baba Kushar. No, keep reading, but I still want the definition of hosts. Get it out the Zondervan for me, Baba Kushar.
All the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt.
Now the question I have is, who came out from the land of Egypt? Who came out from the land of Egypt?
Slack, if I may, sir.
Come on.
The Israelites.
The Israelites came out of the land of Egypt. Right? Did nobody else come out of the land of Egypt? The Israelites, the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indians came out of the land of Egypt. You got the definition? Could you read it for me, Baba Kushar?
Khan, this is the definition out of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary for host. It says army.
What?
Army.
Hold tight. So you said an army came out of the land of Egypt.
Right, Khan.
Read on.
Khan. It says angels, and it gives like scriptures. It says heavenly bodies, God of hosts. Host occurs but 4 times in the New Testament.
Right. So we let you know off top that the Israelites that came out of the land of Egypt were in what? They was a what? They was an army, man. When you talk about Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, we are the army of the Lord, man. But the problem is we're influenced by too many other cultures. We attach ourselves to so many things that don't have a damn thing to do with us. And then they become significant to our lives. So we do not get a chance to fulfill our purpose. Onto what, bunkie, y'all? The water. All right. This way, and the oppressor has to step on you too. They always have to be on top of us. Why?
Slack, if I may, sir. Because for us to be on top, it means the end of their kingdom.
Say again?
For us to be on top is the end of their kingdom.
Come on, that's true. But what else?
And if they're on top of us, we can never come together and become that army.
Con. The oppressor knows to stay on top of us. The oppressor knows to keep these abortion clinics open. The oppressor knows to keep the ABC stores in our neighborhoods. These oppressor knows to give our education system to be messed up. The oppressor knows to keep us in poverty. He also knows he knows enough to keep us beefing between each other. Why? Because if we kill each other, you cannot grow your army. You cannot have a military if you're beefing all the goddamn time. You understand? It's like the divide and conquer. And they do this because we don't know that we are the Lord's military. We are an army of the Lord. We're in his spirit. But if we're not operating in his spirit, we're smoking weed. If we're not operating in his spirit, we're killing each other. If we're not operating in his spirit, we're in the abortion clinics. You understand? If we're not operating in his spirit, we're alcoholics. We're thieves. We're robbers. How can we be strong as an army when you have all these influences going on that are what? Dividing your army. Right? All these holidays. It's my birthday. If you at war, you think you got time enough to celebrate a damn birthday? You celebrate the things that the Lord gives you. You understand? Drop down to verse 51, Baba Kushaw. That's the last verse. Yeah, drop down to 51.
Verse 51.
And
it came to pass the self same day that the Lord did bring the children of Israel.
To bring the who?
The children of Israel.
No, the African.
The children of Israel.
The East Indian.
The children of Israel.
Moab.
The children of
Ammon.
Israel. The children of
Amalek.
The children
the
of
Philistines.
Israel. The children of
with the
Israel.
inhabitants of Tyre.
The children of Israel.
Hell no, it says the children of Israel. You understand? That's who came out. And how did they come out? Read on.
Come out of the land of Egypt by their armies.
By who?
Their armies.
Wait a minute. Are you reading that right? You see, your Christian pastor, his thinking behind will never tell you that. He will never tell you you're supposed to be moving like an army. You're supposed to be training your mind like an army. You're supposed to be training your spirit like an army, like a soldier, if I may, like a warrior, man. And you wonder why we have so many issues, because everybody's soft. But they're soft to this kingdom. You understand? And they don't have the warrior spirit that the Lord gave us as a nation of people. Everybody that's in your army, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're supposed to be brothers, right? We're supposed to be sisters. But everyone that's on the outside of that is considered to be a what?
Sorry for me, sir.
Come on.
Enemy.
Or everybody else outside of that is an enemy. Give me a modern day term for it. The ops. Y'all understand that? If you're not Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you're not in this army, then you are in ops. You are in opposition. Right. You're opposition to me and who else? Who? Make sure you raise your hand.
Salaki, sir.
Come on.
The Most High.
You're opposition to the Most High. Everybody get it, right? All right. Okay. There's going to be a quiz at the end of this. You understand? See, but this is the thing though. Today, that ops, you got to look at what you're doing. You understand? You got to look at what you should be fighting to win this battle. During King David time, King David had to fight for land and fight Goliath and the Philistines and fight, you know what I'm saying, take over different sectors of land. But today, So Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying, rocked and rolled. What do we have to fight? Ourselves. You gotta fight, you gotta fight yourself. You gotta fight that thing that's in you. You know what I'm saying? We have to fight against the government that pushes what?
It's like it, sir.
Come on.
LGBTQ.
LGBTQ, come on. Come on. What else, Bunky?
Salakia, abortion.
Abortions. Come on.
The only reason why I brought that up is because that Reverend Warnock is running against Herschel Walker. You know, he's supposed to be a reverend, and Herschel Walker came under fire because of his stance on abortion, him wanting abortion to be outlawed across the country. And Warnock is for abortion, but he's a reverend. He's a Christian pastor. He's the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, Martin Luther King's old church.
Oh my goodness.
Salakia. That's the only reason why I said that.
Oh my goodness.
Salakia.
See what I'm saying? That King David had to fight against those armies. Right. Now, with us being an army, we have to fight ourselves to maintain our discipline and serve the Lord. That's our fight. We got to fight against the abortions. We got to fight against the LGBTQRS. We got to fight against, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Give me some, come on. Feminism. We got to fight against Christianity. Spirituality. Yeah, exactly. These are all the things that we had to fight as Black, Hispanic, Native Indians today. And if we're not fighting those things, then we don't feel the Father. We got to fight hating each other, finding a reason just to hate a brother or sister. We got to fight all of those things. You understand? In spirit today. The government, you know, the government opened up dispensaries. You can go into a dispensary and get what you call it, a glass full of weed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A big old mason jar. Monkey, how you used to buy your weed back in the day? Salaki. I'm just joking, Monkey. You know what I'm saying? I'm just joking, brother. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can go into a store today in the public and buy your weed. You understand?
It's like
come on.
From what I heard, they give you like this little laminated card, like a little ID card that you can flash. Like, I got my card.
Good night. See, those are the things we have to fight today, right? Back in the day, how you used to buy your weed back in the day? You had to do it in secret. Right. You had to call the weed man and hey, brother, where you gonna be at such and such? Y'all know what I'm talking about? You got to go through there. You got to pick the stems and oh man, what is this, man? It'll be $15. That's what this is. Come on, man. Now you got to do that. Now you have to fight to stay out of the dispensaries. You understand? Those are the things we have to fight day in and day out. And you can do it if you understand that you are part of a system. You're part of a family that's in what? That's an army. So being an army, you don't want no drug addictions in your army, right? You don't want no drug addicts in your army. You want your military to what? To grow. So that way you won't. So there's no need to have an abortion if you want your family or your army to what? To grow. You can't grow an army if you're trying to celebrate Christianity. You're trying to celebrate American holidays, because if doing that, you're destroying your camaraderie, if I may, between your brothers and your sisters, right? It makes sense, right? Let me get the book of Numbers 33 and 11, Bible Kushaw. The book of Numbers. Everybody to what?
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 33 and verse 11.
Hold on, let me get that with you. Okay. You Uncle Don, y'all boy, y'all taking off. Come on with our boy.
And they removed from the Red Sea and encamped in the wilderness of Sin.
That's 33 and 11 Numbers. 33 and 1, Salakia.
Khan, it's the book of Numbers, chapter 33 and verse 1. These are the journeys of the children of Israel.
The children of who?
The children of Israel.
Come on.
Which went forth out of the land of Egypt with their armies.
With their what?
With their armies.
With their what?
With their armies.
There it go again. As blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we are an army. Army, y'all get that right? The Most High had the spirit of what? War. Which makes us what? If we're his children, it makes us what? Warriors. And having camaraderie, our brotherhood, makes us what? An army. We're young warriors together, and together we become an army. Y'all seen how we moved down the street in Fayetteville? Did you not pay attention to how we was moving? We move like an army. Brothers with a mission. When you get your operation order, what do you run down? Operation order meaning like this is the standard. Task, condition, and standard. This is your task. Serve the Lord. For this is the whole duty of man. Follow the law, statutes, and commandments. These are the conditions. You will be tried. Offenses must come. Huh? But you're supposed to fight through that as brothers and sisters, right? But what is the standard? Do it. Do it to the day you hit the dirt. Do it. That's what armies do, man. That's the life of a soldier, man. Life of a soldier, Cordon. That's what's in your blood. Every time you that little thing that make your heart rate raise up every time you get into an argument about something silly and you get to thinking about it. Oh, that's that warrior coming out of y'all. The problem is we begin to war with each other instead of that enemy. It's the same thing you should feel when you hear about what happened to Tamir Rice. It's the same thing you hear when you talk about Sandra Bland. You understand? Breonna Taylor. These are the little things that make your heart raise up a little bit because you just lost a member of your family, man. You see a brother that's dying over crack, you lost a member of your family, man. You understand? So if we want to build this nation up, we have to learn how to protect each other because we're all warriors in the sight of the Lord, man. It's his family, man, in his army. And to do it, it's going to take what? Brotherhood. Deuteronomy 1:15, Bible Kushar. Deuteronomy. Anybody got anything to say online, Quadon? Hey, they better now. Most High in Christ.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10, and officers among your tribes.
Now, who did this? Moses did this, right? What does this sound like, Bunker, yo?
So like it sounds like Moses establishing ranks within the army, within his, within the hosts.
Order, man. Order. Order. Black, Hispanics, Native Indian. We don't have any order. We all over the damn place, man, because we don't understand our culture. We don't understand that we are warriors. We are an army family. That's what we are. We like the action. The problem is we're using each other as target practice. Come on with it, Quadon.
That's so heavy. You say that to you. We say we like the action because one of our favorite sayings in Israel is we want all the smoke.
All the smoke, man. Everything got to be in order. Who's the head of Christ? Who?
Slaka, sir.
Come on.
The Most High.
Okay. Who's the head of woman?
Slaka, sir. The man.
Who's the head of man?
Yahweh Shai.
That's order. But this earth will have you looking at a movie called The Woman King. The Woman King, really? Yeah.
That's an oxymoron.
She has a role. A woman, our sisters have a role, but just not at war. What I look like putting your rib on the front line. You dressing her, hey, put this on right here. She come out there, her Cavalier sideways, bunky, y'all. The gun bigger than she is. You understand? Like, oh, sis. But the thing is, a sister be like, nah, I can do it. But now you got to train yourself up to do it. Now, why would you want to subject yourself to be trained up like a man? Why would you do that? And what type of father would you be to allow your daughter to be in the military, to go and put your daughter on the front line? She got a role just like you have a role. Everybody has a role to do. She get the pistol, but you know what that pistol is used for? If somebody breaks through that line of defense, they try to come and try to harm your family. Hey, baby, this is how you do this thing now. You line them up. But nowadays, she see you as the opposition. She don't see somebody outside the family being in opposition. She in opposition to you. We're in opposition to each other. Because we don't know who the real enemy is. We're the army that's supposed to be protecting each other. And instead of doing that, now we beefing. So now we got a fractured home. So now you got to raise the kids by yourself. Or I have to raise the children by myself. But when the real enemy is outside the goddamn house, That's what being up under another nation does to you. You begin to take on ideology of other nations. Show me the Asian woman king. Show it to me. You won't see it. You won't see it. But you will see Wonder Woman all over his goddamn son. See, they have their Wonder Woman, so now we got to go and create a Wonder Woman too, huh? Show me an East Indian Wonder Woman. Show it to me. You won't see it. They burn these images into our mind, and here we go trying to replicate them, but not understanding we're breaking down our brotherhood and our sisterhood. We are fracturing our family, man. We are dividing our army. The Lord made us into different armies, man. We came out of the land of Egypt as armies. The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel are all different armies of the Lord. Right? Let me get the book of Deuteronomy 32:7, Bible Kushar. Y'all let me know if I'm going too fast. Bible Kushar.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the days of old.
Mm-hmm.
Consider the years of many generations.
Uh-huh.
Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Right. So what is this saying?
Salaki, if I may, sir.
Come on.
Saying like, remember your past. Remember what your ancestors did. Remember what your great grandfathers did. The laws that they abide by, and ask your father, and he'll show you. He'll show you the right path.
He'll show you what?
The right path.
Now you just find out what the significance of a father being in the home is. You understand? You see the significance of the father being in the home. Read that scripture again.
Remember the days of old.
Uh-huh.
Consider the years of many generations.
So this is a thing that a father would say to a son, just like from the beginning, right? Consider this, son. Think about this. Read on.
Ask thy father,
Mm-hmm.
and he will show thee.
Because that man is responsible for raising up the future generation of that what? That army, man. Come on.
You know, that's so heavy, man. Going back, I like how you said, you know, you see how it all flow together.
Come.
With you doing that and being able to go back to talking to your father with him, remember the days of old, that means you didn't forsake the law of your mother.
Come.
You know what I mean?
Your
so now
culture.
So like I said,
That father gonna say, son, don't hold a sword like this. Right. Hold a sword like this, son. Right. This how you hold a sword. When you swing clean at his neck, but never to the nose. He has the opportunity to duck. If you swing at his throat, you're gonna hit him in his eyes. You understand? Warlike tactics. When you shoot, you want to hold a rifle just like this. You don't necessarily want to aim at the head. You don't want to aim at his throat. Any real shooter know you aim at what? Center mass, son. Soldier, man. That's how you raise warriors, man. If the Lord is a man of war, right? And we're his children, it makes us what? Right. And warriors all together, we become what? We become an army, man. And with fathers being in the home, we raise up the future generations of the army, right? That's what fathers do, man. That's why it's important. Y'all get it? Most High in Christ. Let me get the book of Daniel 1 and 3, Baba Kushaw. Daniela. I'm telling y'all, man, you're gonna learn the importance. What was the beginning of what I said in the class, Alba? You remember?
The importance of being a family. What's a family?
Yeah. The importance of being a family. You just found out.
Right.
Because you're raising your future generations, right?
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Hold on, let me get there. Time check. Hold on. 8:25. Okay, we got a good time. Come on.
And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princess.
Right. So
the princess.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 4. Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom.
Go ahead.
And coming in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
What does this say? Come on with it.
It's like, if I may, like I've heard the saying, like, kill the Indian, but not the man. So they want that warrior-like brother, but they want him to, you know, be for their purpose. So this is exactly what they did here. Was they took these brothers that was skillful in war and to tactics, like you just said, but they taught them the language, the speak of the Chaldeans.
Come on with it. That's it. There. Come on with it, Alba.
Basically, like Officer Kodam was saying, but I want to add on to, they want the. It's like the oppressor saying, we want you to be Israel. We want you to have that drive. We want you to have that kick, that thunder behind you. But we want you to have it with our spirit.
We want you to do it for us. We want you to do it for us. Yeah, we want you to be soldiers. We want you to be Shalom Shikata. We want you to be all these things, but we want you to do it for us and not for yourselves. You understand? You think about our oppressor, right? You think about our oppressor. He is slick, huh? He is slick. He is a slimy, slithery, snakery, snail, bottom crawler. All those things, man. And what he do is, read that verse again.
Verse 4. Children in whom was no blemish.
Children with no blemish, right? Come on.
But well favored.
Well favored. Come on.
And skillful in all wisdom.
Skillful in all wisdom. Come on.
And cunning in knowledge.
Cunning in knowledge. That means understanding. These are our babies that we talking about, right? Come on with it.
And understanding science.
And
such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
And had the ability to reason with people of high stature, if I may, to go back and forth with them. You take little. I ain't bragging on my baby. You understand? But Jeremiah, give me a run for my money right now. You understand? No jive. I talked to Bunky, y'all daughter. What's the baby girl that wear the glasses? The oldest one, Paige. Whatever chick give you a run for your money, you hear me? She don't play the radio. Am I lying, Kawal? She don't play the radio. Read on.
And whom they might teach
the
learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
The Chaldeans. Another nation of people, man. What it's saying is they take our best. Come on with it, Quadon.
This so heavy too, because you think about now today, when it comes to the military, you understand? They're doing the same exact thing here. They're teaching them the tactics of how to fight it for this country, but not to fight for the Most High.
Right.
You understand?
So going back, right? That's the importance of knowing your family history. To know that you belong to a family. Knowing that the Most High is a man of what? Makes us what? And then also us coming together makes us what? An army. That's what makes you important. Because if to know that you're an army, you must know that you got an opposition. So everything that your family's supposed to have to defeat the opposition, you're not supposed to give it away. That's why the abortion clinics are so goddamn devilish, y'all. It's such a goddamn diabolical. It's so diabolical in the way that they deal with us, man. Come on with it, our boy.
Slack, if I may, sir, this is Nick Cannon right here.
They ostracize Nick Cannon. Can he afford all those children? God damn, bro. Why can't he afford them?
Right.
I guess when we had them children and when we was in captivity, when you had them out on the goddamn in the cotton fields, we couldn't afford them then, but they didn't stop us from having slave farms that they had a women rape and have children. See, it's all good when you're in captivity. It's only when you try to get out of captivity they got a problem with y'all. They take out the wise, the strongest. How big is Marshawn Lynch? And then Marshawn Lynch, how you say his name? Marshawn. How big is he? How big? I ain't no homo, so like you. I'm just curious. How big is Marshawn Lynch, man?
Uh, 215.
Marshall, yeah, Marshawn Lynch run through men 360 pounds like they water and dive in his zone holding his, you know what I'm saying, his cojones, man. But guess who he doing it for? He doing it for the Seahawks. He's not doing it for his people. He realized that, and that's why he got out the game too, if I'm not mistaken, Kawal. He said he want to go back and help the community. You think about LeBron James. LeBron James is what, 6'10"? LeBron 6'10", 235, can jump in and put his elbow at the top of the goddamn backboard. Right? Imagine seeing LeBron James on a field. You know what I'm saying? On an open field preparing for war. And he going against Moab, the Chinaman. And Chinaman at the time, I was like, what? What? LeBron James chopped everybody's head off, man. But the problem is he's giving that warrior spirit over to the Cavaliers. He's giving that warrior spirit over to the Lakers. He's giving that warrior spirit over to the Miami Heat. He's taking his talents to South Beach instead of to the I.S.U.P.K, man. That's the goddamn problem. That's the problem. And guess what? They was trying to do that way back then with the Chaldeans. It ain't changed, y'all. LeBron James got on a garment in here rocking and rolling, man. And guess what? And here go the bigger problem. So LeBron James has a son. What's his son name? Bronny and Bryce. What do Bronny and Bryce want to be? Come on.
They want to be just like their father.
Which are what? Come on.
I was like an athlete.
They want to be basketball players. But if they knew they was warriors, if they knew they were Israelites, if they knew that they came from the host of the Lord, they would want to be warriors, man. Our young sons want to be warriors. But that's why the oppressor is so cunning with making us turn against each other. So instead of fighting him, we fight each other, which destroys us as a family, which destroys our what? Kodam?
So like it's our brotherhood.
Our brotherhood, man. Y'all get it? Come on, Kawal.
That's heavy too. It's kind of like the fraternities and sororities.
Come.
You know, the colleges. You know what I'm saying? Instead of making them, you know, and most of them don't even care really about black plight.
Right.
It's all about what they can amass and attain and pull their other brothers up in those fraternities and sororities. It's very rarely you see them actually, you know, a couple canned goods they hand out, but it's very rare you see them actually speak against the system.
God.
You know, they come from preachers' kids and the Alpha Phi Alpha, the Martin Luther King lineages, and the ones without blemish. Like the fraternities do the same thing they learn here in the Bible. You know, they want the best and brightest. And then when they get the best and brightest, they only look out for each other. They care less about the regular people in the hood. Unless you got purple and gold or you twirling the cane or being gay, they ain't trying to help you. So it's the same deal.
It's same. Give them a hand, man. You understand? So instead of them, you know, all these Greek fraternities, when you go into the Greek fraternities, you're not serving your brotherhood. You're not serving your army. You're serving the person who oppressing you. That becomes your purpose. You go into the Fortune 500 companies, but supposedly to get the connection through selling your goddamn soul and fraternities to help out these companies. But you don't help out your own brothers. You're not allowed to. So instead of Bronny wanting to be a warrior, he want to shoot basketball. You understand? And instead of your sons wanting to be warriors, they want to be the next future. The next Kobe Bryant. What in turn does not help us as an army, it helps the oppressor. It helps the opposition. It maintains the status quo. They take your youth, so by the time you hit 36, 46-year-olds, your knees are bad. Who are you going to fight then? But you don't have to fight anymore. You have to fight that spirit of trying to be like everybody else and fight for your people spiritually, man. And to do so, you have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Let me get the book of Judith. We're going to go right back to the story that I went into last week. Judith 5 and 18, Bible Kershaw. This is what the other nations be thinking about us. This is what they think about us. We talk about a family, right? Judith is in the Apocrypha. Salaki. Time check, cool down. 8:30. Okay. 8:47. Okay, come. The water.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 8 and verse 18.
Come on.
But when they departed from the way which he appointed them.
So remember last week we talked about the other nations knowing exactly who we are. They know exactly what gives us our strength and our power. They telling us what type of army that we are. It's giving a history of what makes us strong, right? What makes us weak. We said earlier, like family history allows us to see, you know what I'm saying, the things that are helpful to us as a nation of people and the things that are hurtful to us as a nation of people, right? Read on.
Slaki, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 8 and verse 18.
Come on.
For there arose none in our age, neither is there any now in these days, neither tribe nor family nor people nor city among us, which worship gods made with hands, as hath been aforetime.
That's Judah 5:18.
Salakia.
You to what? Come on.
Come.
Yeah, you to what?
But when they departed from the way which he appointed them,
From we what?
Departed from the way which he appointed
When you
them.
talk about what makes us weak as a family, it comes with us departing from the ways of our Father, man. Right? Read on.
Khan. They were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
See that? Does that not sound like an army that's been taken over? Right. If you're an army that's defeated, you know what you're going to do when you're defeating an army? You're going to take on another culture, man. Because their goal is to break your culture so you can be a part of them. That's the whole thing about warfare that we don't understand. It's called assimilation. It's called joining the other nations. It's called what Martin Luther King called it, which was what? Integration. If you put ink in water, it ain't good for a goddamn thing. You can no longer use the ink to write with, and you damn sure can't drink the water. Right? So what the hell are we talking about being among the other nations for? Being with them instead of making our army strong. But when we have abortions, we make our armies weak. When we hate each other, we make our armies weak. If we beef with one another, we make our armies weak. We join Bloods and Crips, we make our armies weak. We celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, 4th of July, we make our armies weak, man. Read on.
And the temple of their God.
And their what?
The temple of their God.
The place we're supposed to worship at. Our homes. Read on.
Was cast to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And their cities were taken by the enemies.
Uh-oh. Come on.
Verse 19. But now are they returned to their God.
They do what?
Return to their God.
Return to their father, the God of who? War. It's time to get on. When you return back to serving the Lord, you wonder why the men of Israel and I.S.U.P.K look so goddamn glorious in warlike apparel, man. Because we're warriors naturally. You see, Commander General YAHANNA, he done seen many winners, but he still got that thing about him, let you know, he still want to get it in, huh? He still like to mix it up. You get with these young boys in here, man, these young boys do not play the radio, huh? You hear me? And they are fighting to go against the suppressor spiritually. Read on.
And are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are Salakia, and are seated in the hill country.
Right. So they went back and took their land. Now, this is what we didn't go into last week, and I thought was pretty dope. Drop down to like the last 2 verses of that chapter, Baba Kushaw. Y'all remember this was a op trying to explain our history to a king, if I'm not mistaken, right? Read on.
Verse 23. For say they will not be afraid of the face of the children of Israel.
Right. So they said, we ain't afraid of them. We want to see them in their faces. Read on.
For lo, it is a people that have no strength nor power for a strong battle.
It's a people that do what?
Have no strength or no power for a strong battle.
So, Bunk, y'all, they not looking at us as just being a people. They're looking at us as being what? Read it again.
For say they, we will not be afraid of the face of the children of Israel. For lo, it is a people that have no strength.
So they're not just looking at us as a people. Read on.
Nor power. For a strong battle.
For a what?
Strong battle.
So they're not just looking at us as a people. They're looking at us as what? What we really are, which is what? Come on, Kawal.
Look at that as an army.
As an army, man. They don't just look at you. Think they a person looking at you like, oh yeah, he's just, you know. They know if you high on drugs, you can't fight. They know if you're destroyed mentally, you can't fight. They know if you look at your brother as being an enemy, you can't fight. You understand what I'm saying? They knew this about us way back then. Read on, Baba Quashaw.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
Now therefore, Lord, Holofernes, we will go up, and they shall be a prey to be devoured of all thine enemy.
What verse? That's the last verse in that chapter. Go back. What? That's verse 24. Read verse 22.
Verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And when Akor had finished these sayings.
So Akor had said all these things about the children of Israel. He gave a history of the children of Israel, right? He said that if they follow their power, they're gonna be straight. But they don't follow their power, they're gonna fall, man. Right? This is the account that he gave. Remember? Read on.
Sayings. All the people standing around about the tent murmured. And the chief men of Holofernes and all that dwelt by the seaside and in Moab spake that he should kill him.
Kill. Why did they want to kill him? Why did they want to kill this dude for telling the history of our people? I ain't telling you, Kudan. Bunky, y'all. Why did they want to kill him? Why did they want to kill him for what he said? See if y'all can catch the spirit of this.
So, like, if I may.
Bucky, y'all, come on. Come on. Read it. Come on, read it.
Verse 22. And when Akor had finished these sayings, all the people standing around about the tent murmured, and the chief men of Holofernes and all that dwelt by the seaside and in Moab spake that he should kill him.
That's true, but what makes that important of why they want to kill him?
Because if the truth comes out, then, you know, Israel will be strengthened, essentially.
Give him the microphone.
Another solution. Because if the truth comes out, then, you know, that'll be the solution to, you know, the issue. I mean, they won't be destroyed if they find out who they are. They won't, you know, continue to suffer. They won't continue to be oppressed.
That's true. But why is this heathen? Why do they want to kill this heathen, though? This heathen is the one that's saying it, and he's saying it amongst other heathens.
I believe it negates the falsehood of their belief that they're superior or that there is any strength or power in these people.
Right.
Yeah, he's putting the spirit of it's going against their spirit, their prideful spirit.
Right. It's making them. He's acknowledging the fact that the children of Israel are greater than they are if they're following their power. You understand? Right. And no heathen wants to hear that.
Right.
They're not trying to hear that. So in doing so, they have to find ways to make sure that these children of Israel never find their power.
Right.
They have to make sure, so much so that you won't see nobody coming out saying the Black, Hispanics, Native Indians are the Lord's chosen people. Right. So much so that they silence Kanye West. So much so that they're willing to kill this heathen for even saying it, even though they ask him. That's who we are. They don't just look at us as just a nation of people. Forget that. They want to destroy the army of the Lord, man, here on earth. That is what is in our blood. That's what's in our blood. So that's why they always try to find ways to have us beef with one another, left and right, up and down. So because if you can destroy their brotherhood or their sisterhood, they'll never come together. There ain't no reason to come together. Let me get the book of Judges 16 and 25, Baba Kushaw. The book of Judges 16 and 25. I'm going to run through these real quick. So I want to get on to the, what time is it? Come on, let's get it. Y'all familiar with the story of Samson? Let's get it. Samson was a bad man, right? Yeah, I think he killed like 1,000 people with a jawbone of a donkey.
It's the book of Judges, chapter 16 and verse 35.
25.
And it came to pass when their hearts were merry, that they said, call for Samson, that he may make us sport.
So make us what?
Sport.
It make us what?
Sport.
So what is sport? Come on with it, come on.
Like a court jester. Like, come in here and do a little dance.
Like, for what? For
entertainment,
entertainment, man.
Like they do us now.
Yeah, come give him a hand. Kawal, the water. You think LeBron James big he is? He just using for sport, for entertainment. That's all. Read on.
And they called for Samson out of the prison house, and he made them sport. And they set him between the pillars. Verse 26. And Samson said unto the lad that held him by the hand,
go ahead.
Suffer me that I may feel the pillars whereupon the house standeth, that I may lean upon them. Now the house was full of men and women.
The house was what?
Full.
Y'all remember that they cut out Samson's hair, right? So he wouldn't have the strength anymore. And then they used him as sport once they realized we took his strength. As Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, guess what? They begin to take our strength just coming in the goddamn world, man. Just coming into this earth, that this whole damn place is set up to take your strength. So that way your whole life become what? A sport. Just entertainment. You understand? Our whole lives become entertainment. You go to the job at work, slave all goddamn day. That oppressor that run that company, yeah, he gonna see what time he gonna come here today. Or he gonna be late and we cut them hours on it. They thinking about you for the time you walk through the door. If I fire him, he ain't got nowhere to go. They laughing at where else you gonna find a job to get paid for what you do? They make these, you see what I'm saying? They make you feel like, damn, this is the only thing I got. This is how I'm gonna survive. Read on.
And all the lords of the Philistines were there.
So set the stage. So on this pillar, they all laughing at him, right? All these lords of the Philistines, all these high-ranking people laughing at him, laughing at Samson. You know what I'm saying? They don't cut his hair out, throwing tomatoes at him, like a bad act. You know what I'm saying? Throwing tomatoes at him. Read on.
And there were upon the roof about 3,000 men and women.
Go ahead.
That beheld while Samson made sport. And Samson called unto the Lord.
He did what?
Called unto the
Lord. He did what?
Called unto the
Lord. He called to the Lord, man. Who you calling, dominoes? What's in your wallet? Samson called on the Lord, man. The God of war, man. Read on.
And said, O Lord God, remember me, I pray thee, and strengthen me. I pray thee, only this once, O God, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines.
Of who?
Of the Philistines.
Of his enemies, man. Read on.
For my 2 eyes.
For what?
My 2 eyes.
Remember they took his eyes out, man. What are you praying for? The lottery numbers? Lord, please send me the lucky 7 numbers. I gotta get the mega bucks. Lord, send me the 35, 24, 26, 82. Just give me the Powerball. Give me the Powerball number, Lord. But you never pray for what has happened to your people, man, to your army. You never hear a Christian will pray for every damn body. Lord, forgive them for all they done. But the Christian would never say, Lord, fight for me for what has been done to my brothers and my sisters, man. You ever hear a Christian say that? It's all love, love, love. All this goddamn love gonna get us killed, man. Samson saying, Lord, you gotta do something about these eyeballs that they done took out of my head, Lord. Read on.
And Samson took hold of the two middle pillars upon which the house stood.
Go ahead.
And on which it was borne up. Of the one with his right hand, and of the other one with his left hand. And Samson said, let me die with the Philistines. And he bowed himself with all his might. And the house fell upon the lords and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew at his death were more than they which he slew in his life.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That's a what? That's a warrior right there, man. Get a Lord a hand for that, man. That's a warrior, man. What makes a circus a circus? Anybody know? What makes a circus a circus? What makes a circus is if you take this wild animal, right? A lion, and you put your head in the lion's mouth, right? It wouldn't be a circus if the lion just bit the goddamn head off of everybody stuck their head in there, right? It wouldn't be a circus. They'd be like, oh man, that lion's just gonna bite his damn head off. But it becomes a marvel when you can stick your head inside of a lion's mouth and your head doesn't get bit off. That they want to come and see. When you talk about the nation of Israel, the way that they do us, that's why the other nations call you kata. It's amazing. That's how we become a proverb and a byword to all the other nations, because everybody know the way that they do us here in this empire is goddamn it, it's wrong, man. But they all want to come see the circus, so they'll set up a chicken shack on Burgesston Road. You understand? And we'll go. They'll set up goddamn smoke shops on Ramsey Street. We're supposed to be taking care of our own, but they got us like little lions in a circus. Seeing LeBron James run up and down the court and shoot threes, that ain't scary. They chill for that shit. Oh, woo! That whole crowd going. They wouldn't cheer if LeBron James had a goddamn sword in his hand running towards the enemy out. They'll be hauling ass, man. They wouldn't cheer if LeBron James was saying, stop smoking weed. Stop selling crack. Put down the guns. They wouldn't cheer for that, Quadon. They ain't going to cheer for that. But they will cheer if he's shooting threes. You're not allowed to speak out against this empire. Exodus, second Ezra 7:57, Baba Kushal. Seven and 57. What time we got? Let's drop that. Let me get the book of First Maccabees 14:9, Baba Kushal. Come on, you gotta roll with me. First Maccabees 14. I'm trying to get through these.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 14 and verse 9.
Come on with it.
The ancient men sat all in the streets, communing together of good things, and the young men put on glorious and warlike apparel.
Put on what?
Glorious and warlike apparel.
So why would the young men want to put on warlike apparel? Come on.
Because that's how they seen the OGs dress.
Come on, man. Give them a hand, man. You a warrior. Man gonna want to be a warrior because what you're doing with your time. You understand what I'm saying? Young man Carter gonna want to be a warrior based on what you doing with your time. You understand? But if you just focused on basketball all the goddamn time, what do you think our children gonna focus on? Hey, I can shoot from the 3-point line, daddy. Ain't nothing wrong with shooting. Ain't nothing wrong with playing basketball. You understand? There's nothing wrong with hooping. But our children have to see us as being warriors first. priests and prophets of the Lord first. Because that's what we want to see them get attached to, not to this goddamn world. They closed when the Lord caused all these things to come into the earth. Them stadiums gonna be closed, dog. Them coliseums gonna be closed, and then we gonna need real men and real sisters that understand the order and how things should go in the army of who? The Lord. Come on, man. We need real warriors, man. Think about the Christian church. All their songs sound like Jesus R&B. They do. All of them. Lord, I want you. Lord, I need you. Lord, I got to have you. Jesus R&B. That's what they singing in there. The Lord don't want to hear that noise, man. He want to hear Kum Yashala. That's what he wants to hear. He want to hear warriors. Luke 19:21. I'll tell you what type of man. Tell you what type of man. Tell you what type of man you got to be. Come on.
It's the book of Luke.
Monkey, give me the definition of austere for me, Baba Gushaw. Come on with it.
Chapter 19 and verse 21.
Come on with it.
For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down.
Right. So this is Yahushua. They say, oh man, you like an austere man. You don't play the radio. Come on with it. What's the difference of austere?
Stern and cold in appearance or manner.
Stern, cold in appearance. You ever hear real say, you so cold? He just don't. Nah, I do. I really do give it. I really do care. It just now ain't the time for it. Salakia. Come on.
Somber, grave, morally strict.
Morally what?
Strict.
What does it mean to be morally strict? You ain't all, well, we're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving. We just gonna keep it in the house. Morally strict. Mean what is your character? What are you giving away? What's your vibe? Are you a warrior? Are you a pansy? Which one is it? What you gonna be? Morally strict. Don't do that. Do this. Put this down. Pick this up. That's a father, man. That's what's in a house. And guess what? The world is gonna hate you for it. And if you stern all the damn time, guess what? Your real may just hate you for it too. But damn it, she got her role and you got yours. That's the truth. She may not understand why you're stern, why you're morally sound. Because a mother sometimes she can be soft. A mother, that's her job to be. Oh, I know you hurt your daddy. I tell you what, put it down. What did I say? A real wife gonna say, "Hey, mama." Dad said, what's the wife supposed to say if a child come asking that? What's she supposed to say? Come on with it.
Ask your dad.
What's your daddy say? What did your dad say? Don't try to divide the house. And if you're the spirit of that, don't be a bitch. Don't be like that. Stop hating your man because you don't understand that. Guess what? When that baby walks out of that door from his father, he's expected to raise a man, man. He's expected to raise what, Quadam? A young warrior, man. Be austere. Be like the Lord, man. Be like Yahushua. Ezekiel 37:9, Baba Kushaw. Time check. I'm going to get up out of here after this one, y'all. Salaki. Ezekiel 37:9.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Most High Power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, and that they may live.
Read on.
So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into me, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
Exceeding what?
Great army.
Now you tell me you are more than just a people, man. We are an army of the Lord here on the earth, man. But it takes us doing what? Prophesying in the wind. We got to go out and teach the people, man. That's our job, man. And if you was in Fayetteville, North Carolina this weekend, brother, I'm telling you, we're going to raise some soldiers up in this city, man. The Spirit of the Most High and Lord, man. Oh, it's going to get done if we have to prophesy to the wind. We have to do it. Ezekiel did it. You come into these classes, if it's you and 4 brothers, teach them brothers. If it's you and this goddamn camera, teach them out there looking. Exceeding great army. Remember when we started from this class, I said what? What's the importance of knowing your family history? That if we do what the Most High said, then we can be an exceeding great army. The Most High is a man of what? The Most High is a man of war. We're his children, so that makes us what? It makes us warriors. And if warriors come together in brotherhood, we become a what? An army. And with that, I'm going to turn the class over to preach the power of the Lord, Bunker, y'all, Baba Kushah.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew. It's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming holy convocations. Anybody got an idea? What's next? The Feast of Dedication, or Hanukkah.
It is Saturday, December 17th on Saturday.
December 17th, Saturday,
For 8 days.
For the span of 8 days.
You can find the First Maccabees 4.
According to the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4,
52 through 61.
verse 52 through 61, Most High in Christ. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, imagine, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the teacher. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shabrakatah. Yadamata. Men of Israel, Sar, turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the sisters. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shema Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Yadamata. Class dismissed.